So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Quincy, and maybe it feels like a bit of a maze. Don't worry, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to walk through a simple, clear guide to help you make a really confident choice for you and your dog. You know that picture you have in your head? Maybe it's a calm walk along Wollaston Beach, or just being able to get through the farmer's market without your arm being pulled off. Well, the right training is exactly what helps turn that picture into your actual everyday life. Okay, so here's our plan. We'll touch on why training in Quincy is a little unique, then get into different training methods, what you can expect to pay, the questions you absolutely have to ask, and finally some local rules and resources you need to know about. Let's get to it. First up, training for life, right here in Quincy. I mean, our city is this great mix of busy city streets and beautiful coastal areas, and honestly, our dogs need to be ready for all of it. You know, a good local trainer really gets this. It's not just about teaching sit and stay. It's about getting your dog ready for real-world stuff, like crowded sidewalks or just being polite in an apartment building. All right, let's talk about what is probably the single most important part of your search, what the trainer actually believes in and what their qualifications are. The standard for modern dog training, the one that's backed by science, is positive reinforcement. To put it simply, it's about rewarding the behaviors you want to see. It works incredibly well, and it helps build a really strong, trusting relationship with your dog. So how do you find a trainer who knows their stuff? Look for certifications. When you see letters like CPDTK after their name, it means they've passed some tough exams and they're serious about keeping their skills up to date. And for more complex issues like serious anxiety, those other certifications show they have even more specialized knowledge. And this is a really big one. You want to steer clear of any trainer who relies on fear, intimidation, or physical punishment. All the research shows that those methods can actually create more problems, like anxiety and aggression, and they can really harm the bond you have with your dog. Let's move on to something practical but pretty important. What types of training programs are out there in the Quincy area, and what should you budget for? The two big ones you'll see are group classes and private lessons. Group classes are awesome for helping your dog learn to focus on you when there are other dogs and people around. On the other hand, private lessons are perfect for zeroing in on issues that happen at home, like barking at the doorbell or jumping on visitors. And here's a general idea of what costs look like around Quincy. You know, a group class that runs for about 6 weeks might cost a few $100s. A single private lesson is often somewhere in that $100 to $180 ballpark. This just gives you a good baseline so you know what to expect. Okay, so you know what you're looking for and you have an idea of the cost. Let's get you prepared with the right questions. Think of this as your cheat sheet for that first phone call. First off, ask about their philosophy. You really want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement. Then ask them straight up about their credentials and how they personalize their training plans. A one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work for dogs. And then you'll want to get into the practical details. Ask which of their programs they think is best for your specific goals, how you'll both know your dog is making progress, and, of course, get a clear understanding of all the fees and policies before you sign up. All right, let's tie this all together and see how it applies right here in our community, from local laws to some great places to get out and practice. Here is a number that every single dog owner in Quincy needs to know. 7. The city has an ordinance that says your leash can't be longer than 7 feet in any public place. They're serious about this, and it's a huge reason why teaching your dog to walk nicely on a leash is so valuable here. Being a responsible owner also means making sure you're legal. Licensing your dog care is a really simple 2-step deal. First, make sure their rabies shot is up to date. Second, just register them with the city clerk's office every year. That's it. And speaking of laws, remember that a rabies vaccine isn't just a good idea. It's required by the state. And good training can also help you stay on the right side of Quincy's noise ordinance, which addresses things like nonstop barking that could bother your neighbors. So once you get going with training, you'll want some good places to practice, and we have some great options. Marymount Park has that awesome fenced-in area, Wollaston Beach is perfect for on-leash practice during the off-season, and the paths at Squantum Point are fantastic for everyday walks. So, when you boil it all down, finding the right trainer is about more than just solving a problem. It's about setting your dog up to be a happy, confident companion who can handle everything our city has to offer, from downtown to the waterfront. Just think about the difference that's going to make for you, your family, your neighbors, and everyone you run into around town. A well-trained dog is more than just well-behaved. They're a happier, more confident part of our community. We wish you the very best of luck on your training journey together.